Welcome to Thai Town Reviews, a little Easter segment here. I have not been a big fan of Easter really ever. I mean, when I was younger, obviously, as a little kid, there was things about Easter I really enjoyed. And I don't know if as I've gotten older, it's been through bad memories of just things that happened on Easter or disappointments through Easter. I ended up just kind of ignoring it altogether. As a Christian, obviously, I recognize Resurrection Sunday, but as far as Easter is in the secular with the whole Easter bunny, eggs, all this different stuff, I always kind of ignored that. Always pretended, whatever, it's just another day. And it is outside of Resurrection Sunday. But as after meeting my wife, she's really brought me out of a lot of my funk of my traumas from the past. So one of those things is how I view certain holidays. Thanksgiving's one of them. Never really cared for Thanksgiving. Now Easter. It's still not my favorite holiday. Whatever. Again, outside of Resurrection Sunday, I'm not talking about that. I mean the actual Easter stuff. I've never really cared for it. Still don't really. But anyways, doing a movie channel, there's elements that I cannot ignore. Thanksgiving themed things, and of course, Easter themed things. I can't really ignore those things. I can't pretend they don't exist, especially when they might help me get some views. And right now, my channel's in a state of I need views. So I decided there are movies that I watch every year around Easter anyway. So why not rank some? I went around and put some feelers out and tried to see which movies we're going to include, which movies I maybe not include. How am I going to do it? Am I going to do only Christian stuff? Am I going to do mostly or almost only secular stuff? I didn't want to do mostly or only secular stuff because, again, my thoughts and feelings on Easter. So I decided we're going to throw a mix in there. I have quite a few Christian things, and we'll go over it in a second, there's some Jewish things that have to do with Passover. Now, again, I'll go into that in a second, but so I have a mix of everything. I even have a horror movie on here just to have a different type of movie in there as well. So the films that I included in this list are Barabbas from, I think this is the 1972 version. We have Easter Bunny Massacre, which I was going to watch Easter Bloody Easter, but the story or the synopsis of this sounded a little bit better. So I went for that. We have Exodus, Gods and Kings. This is one of, I think, 3 Exodus stories. Yes, I just glanced down. 3 Exodus stories that are on here. We have the greatest story ever told. Passion of the Christ, of course. We have Hop. We have the Prince of Egypt. Can't leave that one out, can we? Steel Magnolias. I'll get into that here in just a moment. The Easter Bunny's Coming to Town, which was made by the same people that made Santa Claus is Coming to Town. I thought that's too fun of an idea to not check out, so I added it on the list. And then 10 Commandments. We will get into all these in just a moment. First, before I get started with the rankings, yes, this list includes 3 movies that have to do with the Jews' exodus from Egypt. It absolutely counts as an Easter story due to it being a story about the origin of Jewish Passover. Passover takes place the same time frame as a Christian and secular Easter. Therefore, it absolutely counts for this ranking. Jason, is that a better explanation than some of the movies I picked for Thanksgiving? All right. So with the tiers, obviously this is a tier list. I am going to be ranking these last place to first place. I am going to do it tier list fashion. Y'all know me if you've seen many of my ranking videos. I like to do this format. While they will fit into certain tiers, I will be putting them in the order that I rank them. So you have first place, second place, third place, fourth place, fifth place, sixth place, seventh place, eighth place, ninth place, 10th place. Make sense? Hopefully it makes sense. Again, I might do a little rehash of that here at the end. For my tiers, I have Chocolate Meltdown. Just like my films, I decided to do secular and Christian related. They're mostly secular just because I couldn't come up with very many Christian ones besides the top one. Peep Show, I think, is going to be the ones that they weren't awful. and I definitely watch them again, give them a little peep at them. Die Hard Eggs, which these are really good. These are films I enjoyed or do enjoy and will for sure watch again. These are maybe, these are for sure. And then Resurrection Glory are going to go to the couple of films that I absolutely love, probably my first through third place films. All right, first up is Barabbas. Barabbas is going to go in Peep Show. While I did not really enjoy it, I don't know if my dislike for it was from me having to watch it with ads. This is one of those movies that having to watch these horrible 6 ads that are 3 minutes long each, making a 2 hour movie 4.5 hours. I watched it on Tubi, and that was an awful experience. Same goes for another movie that I'll go over in a minute, but I don't know. I think it tainted it a little bit. I will be rewatching it without ads at some point, hopefully by next year, probably. Just doing it for Easter again. Next up is Easter Bunny Massacre. Again, I added an Easter horror movie on here just for fun. I didn't even think, I figured it'd go in Chocolate Meltdown. And surprisingly not, it goes up here. Again, it is quite fun. There's really bad acting that ruins some of the punches that would be better accepted if there was better acting, but it was still fun and I enjoyed it way more than I anticipated. Next up is Exodus Gods and Kings. That is going to go in Peep Show. It's going to go in Peep Show. While I watch this every year and while I do enjoy it, Christian Bale playing Moses is good and bad. And it has a fun spin on the story of the Exodus story, but that spin also leads into being bad. It still fails with the depiction of God and misses on some of the most important details from the story of the Exodus. And just watching it with a critical eye, there's my cat O'Malley. O'Malley making a channel appearance. Hey, buddy. Watching it with a critical eye, it just, I don't know, I didn't enjoy it as much. The greatest story ever told. Chocolate Meltdown. Sorry, Jason. I know you said you really liked this one. This was not the greatest story ever told. The way Jesus was depicted is just off to me and kind of took me out of the whole movie. Outside of him, the cast was pretty good. John Wayne showing up for zero reason is weird, but whatever. It both was deep in the life and ministry of Jesus and then also wasn't at all. I wish I could explain that better, but if you've seen the movie, I think you might know what I'm talking about. It's kind of a conundrum because, again, the cast outside of Jesus' actor and my buddy Jason recommending it made me want to like this movie. They both made me want to like this movie, but I don't know. I didn't care for it. I like old movies. When you see my number one, you're going to understand. I like older movies, especially Christian or faith-based older films. This one was a miss for me though. Passion of the Christ. Obviously, Passion of the Christ is going up in Resurrection Glory. The best made of the story of Jesus. Now, it is strictly about the arrest and faulty trial, torture of, and death of Jesus. It doesn't go into his ministry, it doesn't go into anything about his life really, just strictly the story of his arrest and crucifixion. Gibson absolutely outdid himself when he made this film. Does it need to be as violent and bloody? Yes and no. It's a bit rough and tragic, but that's just how this story should be told as well, and how it should be shown. I won't speak on the film as a whole right now because I plan to review it fully, not as a council meeting. If you've been following my channel, I have council meetings, but I will do it as a regular review. But just so we're clear, this would receive Key to the City. But there you go. Hop is up next. Hop goes in Die Hard Eggs. I was very surprised at how much I liked three of the films on this list. I was very surprised at how much I didn't like two of them, but I was very pleased and it's nice to be surprised in a year in 2026, in a year where movies have been a letdown. I mean, TV shows, movies about TV shows, it's just been a letdown. It's nice to find these movies I've not seen before or watched a little bit of before. I think I've seen Hop before. I think I watched it with my sisters at one point, but it's been a rough year, and it's been nice to find some of these more enjoyable films. And I did enjoy Hop. It does miss on certain areas. It wasn't amazing, but I don't know. It was missing something. I don't know what it was missing. Russell Brand is always a win, and so is James Marsden. So you think them together would be very fun. And it was fun enough, but it was no Sonic. I don't know. But it goes here. I really enjoyed it. I will watch it next Easter. Prince of Egypt is Resurrection Glory. One of my favorite films, for sure one of my favorite movies when I was growing up. I don't know, man. You got Doc Holliday and Voldemort are brothers in this animated retelling of the Jewish exodus from Egypt. It's a great movie, has great songs, great voice acting, absolutely a beautiful film, especially for animation. It's just yes. This is the one that might catch me some flack. Steel Magnolias, yeah. Honestly, I'm sorry I included this. I'm sorry to me. I'm sorry to my wife because she watched it with me because it just wasn't good. Was it fun? Yes. There were some really funny lines. I'm not saying that there weren't parts that were enjoyable. Is it as bad of a time? Did I have as bad of a time watching it as I did with Barabbas? No. But if I watched this with ads, I probably would have turned it off. So I don't know. It's going below Barabbas, obviously, but, and for sure below Greatest Story Ever Told. So, Jason, at least it's not last place. The Steel Magnolias, man, the movie had moments, like I said, that made me laugh. But even my wife didn't enjoy it. She looked at me and said at one point, "This is so sad, and it's really for no reason. It's really about nothing." Now, that's what she said. I get, and I agree. I get it's supposed to be more of an Easter story as it starts on Easter, ends on another Easter, cool, whatever. Touches on the whole death of a character being just part of life, which is true. But I don't know, man. This was just, it wasn't good. It's not. The movie itself is just, it's about nothing. The first 40 minutes is about this woman getting married. It jumps several months ahead, and it's Christmas, and she's pregnant. And then it jumps again, and her baby's a few months old. She has this condition with with having diabetes or whatever, and having a kid really hurt her kidneys or spleen or something. And she ends up dying from it. And that's all the movie is. Now, it is a movie about grief, and I do normally enjoy movies about grief, but I don't know. That's just when you read the description of the film, when you read, it's not what this movie is advertised as, you know? I don't know. I'm never going to watch it again, so it doesn't matter. Next up is Easter Bunny is coming to town. Die Hard Eggs. That is right. It is very high on the list. This movie had me thinking when I watched the trailer, maybe I'd seen it before. I hadn't, but I really enjoyed it. I thought maybe I would hate it, but truly, it was pretty fun to watch. There were no dragging parts, I didn't think. There were issues I had with a movie I watched at Christmas by the same company, not Santa Claus is Coming to Town. No, it was Santa Claus is Coming to Town. There's a moment in that movie, there's a song that a character gets, and it feels out of place. That song wasn't needed, and it really drug the movie down for like 12 minutes. But this movie didn't have that. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed seeing the mailman character. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. It's fun. You should watch it if you haven't. It's free on YouTube. Somebody has it on YouTube. Anyways, Ten Commandments. My number one. Yes, my number one Easter movie. Yes, two of my three favorite Easter movies aren't even Christian related fully. They're about Jewish Passover or about the origin of Jewish Passover, anyways. Absolutely, Ten Commandments is one of my favorite movies. It still blows my mind how good the movie is. I acknowledge that there's an overabundance of white actors in Egyptian roles and Jewish roles. I get it. I don't care. I don't. They still do a great job in the film. And the movie is phenomenal. So, full review will come eventually, not this year. I am too jam packed. But next year, I will be doing a review for this. This is my ranking. And yes, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, and 10th. That's it. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a great Easter. Enjoy time with your family. If you're not with your family for whatever reason, I still hope you have a good Easter or a great weekend. Goodbye, everybody.